Yeah, Captain's back. And you know what day it is when you see this. First mate, he's giving it the initial, the love rub. Got a cup of Joe poured, pumpkin spice coffee, I might add, to go with my pumpkin spice beer. So let's go. And as you can see, look how clear. I'm so surprised how clear this beer came out. I mean, look at that. You can see the hydrometer through the, you know, the little test tube there. I mean, look how clear that is. It's a beautiful amberish. And it's supposed to be a red ale, but it's got that amber hue. I mean, wow. And we're sitting right at like, there's the line at 10:10. So we're looking at, I guess, what, 10:12? I forget if you're supposed to round up or down with the, with the air bubble thing that goes on in there, but I'm gonna call it a 10:12. So 10:56 to 10:12, and we're looking at 5.8, round up, 5.9% ABV, and yeah. So just a real quick one, guys. I already got the bottle capper there because I'm gonna give one of these beers away to a buddy of mine. So I need a disposable bottle because I never give away my Grolsch bottles because obviously I don't have the cap. So yeah. So there we go. We're all cleaned up, ready to go. The sugar caplets in. I'm just doing sugar caplets this time. I mean, I've been having real good carbonation with the sugar cubes. And if I do run out, I have a couple left. I didn't do this last crate because I do the first two crates, and then I start doing bottle by bottle because that's when we start getting down to the bottom of the fermenter. So, with that said, let's get cracking. Taste wise, I'm not going to do a taste test on that flask. I'll take a nip on it later. Obviously, because I'm still drinking coffee, and I'm going to have to cleanse my palate out because if I'm drinking coffee and then try to do a taste test of that on video, I'm not going to get the full nuances that I want to see because I want to see if it has the pumpkin spice flavor in it, because a lot of times, with the commercial beers, you always have that nutmeg and the cinnamon and that the pumpkin spices in your beers, but a lot of times they're just making a beer and adding the spices to it. There's no pumpkin in it, and I got the pumpkin in here, so I always taste that there's a vegetable type of taste in this, or like pumpkin. It's pumpkin. It's a vegetable or whatever. You have that flavor in the brew. So I always have that flavors in there, but I lose the spices because obviously when it ferments, I've heard, because I've done countless research over the years on this. So when it ferments, a lot of times the spices that you put in the last 5 minutes of the boil, obviously because you got to boil the spices, it's going to ferment out the flavor. A lot of guys, after the fermentation process is done, or right now before bottling, they'll mix in a little tincture of a little boiled water and the spices again and stick it in there. But how the hell do I know what that's going to taste like? That's why I'm always afraid to do it, because like with the pumpkin spice coffee, if I add too much cinnamon to this on the boil, when I'm boiling my coffee on the pot, you get that acrid, really strong bitterness to it, and it ruins the brew, and the coffee becomes almost undrinkable. Case in point with the beer, I don't want to sit there and bottle all these bottles and it not be drinkable because there's too heavy on the cinnamon and nutmeg and pumpkin pie spice. So I've never really experimented after the fermentation process. That's it. Bottle it. The spices were in. I know they're in, but yeah, you do lose the cinnamon flavor. You really don't get it. You might. I don't know. I'll see this year. We'll see how it does. When I do come back in 2 weeks after it sits, really should probably let this sit probably 2-3 weeks, but 3 weeks. But we'll see. I never can wait. You know that. So, with that being said, my friends, until we do it again, and I'll see you in 2 weeks for the initial 2 weeks bottle opening and taste test. Let's set sail.